Meet John. John works as a firefighter in Ohio. He makes $58,000 a year. He does everything right. He works hard. He saves what he can. He pays his taxes. But in 2026, John is actually getting poorer every single month. Not because he got a pay cut, not because he made bad investments, but because of something most people barely understand. Tariffs, a word that sounds boring, but it's quietly costing John and millions of Americans just like him hundreds of dollars a year. And here's the part that'll make your jaw drop. While John loses $470 this year, someone making $1 million is getting a $350,000 tax break. This is not a conspiracy theory. These are the actual numbers from the U.S. Senate Joint Economic Committee. Today, we're going to follow the money and show you exactly what's happening to the American middle class in 2026. Before we get into the numbers, let's make sure we understand what we're actually talking about. What is a tariff? A tariff is a tax on imported goods. When a company brings products into the U.S. from another country, they pay a percentage to the government. Sounds reasonable, right? The government collects money. American jobs get protected. That's the theory. Here's the reality. The company that imports the goods doesn't just absorb that tax, they pass it on to the stores, who pass it on to you. So when Trump put tariffs on goods from China, Mexico, and dozens of other countries, he didn't tax China. He taxed Americans. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, by the way, wrote it themselves back in 2017. Tariffs are just taxes on Americans by another name. And in 2026, those taxes are bigger than ever. Trump's tariffs are the largest U.S. tax increase as a percentage of GDP since 1993. The average American household is paying an extra $1,500 per year because of them. Now here's where it gets deeply unfair. Tariffs don't hit everyone equally. They hit the poorest Americans the hardest. Let's look at the actual data from the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy. Bottom 20% of Americans, income under $29,000. Tariff tax increase equals 6.2% of their income. Middle class, income $67,000 to $119,000. Tariff tax increase equals about 2% of their income. Top 1%, income over $915,000. Tariff tax increase equals only 1.7% of their income. Why? Because rich people spend a smaller percentage of their income on physical goods. They own stocks, real estate, businesses. Tariffs don't affect those. But for someone making $29,000 a year, almost every dollar goes to food, clothes, electronics, furniture, all of which got more expensive. And it gets worse. The Republican tax bill that came alongside the tariffs, it gave the top 0.1% of earners, the ultra-rich, a net windfall of $348,500 in 2026. Meanwhile, teachers lost $490 this year. Firefighters lost $470 this year. Police officers lost $250 this year. Truck drivers lost $470 this year. These aren't hypothetical numbers. This came from a U.S. Senate report. The people protecting your city, teaching your kids, driving your goods across the country, they are all paying more. So the ultra-wealthy can pay less. Yucks. Now let's talk about the big number, the one that should genuinely scare you. According to the Penn-Wharton budget model, one of the most respected economic research centers in America, the average middle-class household will lose $22,000 over their lifetime because of these tariffs. $22,000. Gone. Not all at once, slowly, quietly, year after year. Here's how it happens. Higher prices eat your income every month. Lower wages, because when companies pay more for parts and materials, they hire less and pay less. Slower economic growth. Penn-Wharton estimates GDP will shrink 5% and wages drop nearly 4% long-term. Smaller investment returns, because a weaker economy means weaker markets. It's a slow bleed. Most people won't even notice it happening. Until one day they look at their bank account and wonder where all the money went. 81% of Americans, including 66% of Republicans, now believe the rich have too much power in the U.S. Only 1/3 of Americans believe their family's finances will improve in 2026. That's down from 48% just 1 year ago. Here's what makes 2026 especially brutal for the middle class. It's not just one problem. It's three hitting at exactly the same time. Wave 1, inflation. Inflation is back at 3.3% as of March 2026. That's the highest since April 2024. Your groceries cost more, your rent costs more, your car insurance costs more. Wave 2, tariffs. On top of inflation, add the $1,500 tariff tax every household is now paying. New cars could be $5,000 more expensive because of auto tariffs, electronics, clothes, food, all getting hit. Wave 3, the job market. The U.S. economy added only 584,000 jobs in all of 2025. That's the worst year for hiring since COVID. In 2026, things haven't improved much. 65% of Americans now believe Trump's policies favor the wealthy. Only 12% think they help the middle class, and the people who voted for Trump because of the economy? Many of them are the same people now paying the highest price, like Liz Doyle from Oklahoma, a Trump voter, who told NBC News, "Rising prices for everything from coffee to insulin are straining my monthly budget. Nearly all of it comes from Social Security." Okay, so we've looked at the problem. Now let's talk solutions because yes, the system is unfair, but that doesn't mean you're helpless. Here are 5 things you can actually do right now to protect yourself. Number 1, stop spending on things that got more expensive because of tariffs. New electronics, new cars, imported clothes. These are all more expensive now. Buy used. Buy American-made where possible. Wait for sales. Every dollar you don't spend on tariffed goods is a dollar you keep. Number 2, invest in assets that inflation can't destroy. Cash loses value when inflation runs hot, but index funds, real estate, and commodities tend to hold their value, or grow, during inflationary periods. Even $50 a month invested in an S&P 500 index fund compounds massively over time. Number 3, increase your income, not your expenses. The best defense against inflation is earning more. A side hustle, freelancing, learning a skill that pays more. If prices rise 3% and your income rises 8%, you win. Number 4, cut your fixed costs. Subscriptions, insurance, interest rates on debt. Every dollar you save on fixed monthly costs is a dollar that compounds forever. Number 5, understand the system. You're watching this video that already puts you ahead of 90% of people. The more you understand how money, taxes, and policy actually work, the better decisions you make, every time. Here's the truth about the American middle class in 2026. The system was not designed with you in mind. The tariffs hit you harder than the rich. The tax cuts gave them more than you. The inflation ate your savings while their assets grew. That's the reality. But here's what's also true. Understanding the game is the first step to winning it. The people who thrive, like even in unfair systems, are the ones who know the rules, play smarter, build skills, build assets, and refuse to be passive victims. 81% of Americans believe the wealthy have too much power, but the wealthy didn't get there by complaining about the system. They got there by understanding it. That's what this channel is about. If this video gave you something to think about, subscribe. Drop a comment below. Do you feel the tariffs in your daily life? And next week, we're going to show you exactly how the top 1% protects their money during economic downturns. You don't want to miss that one.